That was actually a question that I had, because I wasn't sure if we were starting to tap into, fate, and am I supposed to feel things that haven't happened or anything. And as of now, we're keeping it very much in the realm of it's just strange. Like she is literally repeating to me what I love about Sundays, and saying that she's experienced them, and so it's more along the lines of this is going from weird and crazy to unexplainable, and I think that's as close as the connection gets. So it's just this obviously beautiful person that is telling me things that I love, and so I can't put my finger on it, but I'm also not completely sold at this point. Yeah, exactly. It's like okay, weirdo that likes stuff that I like, that happens to know things, and when I had a conversation with Jeremy, and the biggest thing is like she's the type of person that if she had just come and said hi, I probably would have talked to her. And so that's what's throwing me off the most. I'm like, she doesn't need this whole song and dance to convince me to do something. And so I think that's what's throwing me off the most. And so there has to be something behind it. And I don't know what it is yet.
Are we gonna see them exploring a relationship in the present day, like we know that they have had in an alternate timeline?
It's, let me see, it's not, it's gonna be, I mean, we're gonna start exploring a Raimi and Daniel that you haven't seen. And in that sense, we're trying to keep it more grounded. And there's no moment that there's going to be an epiphany that Daniel's like, oh, it's all meant to be, or anything like that. This is just you're seeing a new, fresh relationship form, and there's something beautiful about that because if you do believe that there are two people that are meant for each other, there will be that feeling, but nothing based on some past that I don't remember. So you're seeing Raimi kind of tackle this guy from different angles, to see whatever works, and this guy's starting to just fall for this girl maybe, or not, or think she's even weirder. But it's a totally brand new relationship, and so that's the kind of fun approach that we're having. It's we're not seeing into Daniel's life that much right now, and I think it's a combination of that his life isn't, it doesn't feel right. It's one of those things that any time in our lives we've had it where you're just like, yeah, no, it's fine, but it just something doesn't feel clicking. And whether Raimi had come into Daniel's life or not, there may have been hesitations in his own on whatever he's doing with this girl that we've seen in the pilot and all that stuff. And so now, when on top of that, when somebody does come into his life and says all these things, that's kind of the push, like from day one. He's like, there's something wrong, and this is just affirming it. And so I need to explore it, whether it is the final path that I'm going to take or not. I'm gonna see what this story's about, what this person's about, because I know in the story that you haven't seen, or the audience probably you might not see, that he's got a complicated life right now. That's hopefully start solving itself. I don't know exactly how much he's gonna get involved in the crime stuff. I mean, it feels very much this is another side to Raimi's life. I mean, I think it'd be fun to get involved in that side of it, but right now it's more about just grounding Raimi in that she's not this hardened police officer every day, day in and day out, who's, distancing herself from her friends and her work because she can't deal with her mom's death, and you see this lighter side. And I think right now that's just what we're exploring with Daniel and Raimi, is that she's human, she has feelings, she has a lighter side, and she forgets that sometimes as much as, everybody else does, and hopefully I can bring it out of her.
Was this character named Daniel when you auditioned for the role?
Yeah, it was actually named Daniel Badur, in the audition, and I was like, that's a little too close. No, we played with all different things. When I was testing for it, we did French accent, American accent. We did all these things to kind of play around, and then I was like, well, what do you think about South African? Because I grew up in South Africa, and I've never really done that accent. I did a lot of British and stuff, and they're like, let's give it a shot. And Badur isn't as South African as you'd like. So they switched it up, and he became a South African guy instead of French, and they changed it more than one letter from my name. So, like, it's a totally different person now.
This is a show that inspires a lot of speculation and theories. Do you find yourself getting into that, just like as someone who is finding out the story along with, to a certain extent the audience?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we as a cast get the scripts, we're always like, we'll call each other or be like, hey, did you get, have you started reading it? And he's like, what was that? Like, you know what I mean? I did not see that coming. And it is fun like that. It's it's not just okay, new case this, new case that. It's like we're starting to explore these lives and these people and how they're getting affected, and we're curious. Like I'm curious about I'm like, what is Daniel gonna do next, you know? And like the same way Peyton's like, she's like, I have no idea how Raimi's gonna get out of this, and so it's very much like a serial kind of, kind of mini book that we get to read and then act it out. But it's a lot of fun getting the new scripts, and like we just got 11, and I was like, after 10, we were all just, oh my god, I need to know what happens. It's a lot of fun.
What can you tell us about 10 then?
I don't know, what can I say about that?
Or 11.
That it was a great.
It's honestly, it's what it is that you see the writers are not taking shortcuts in the sense of like, oh, they're just going to do this and change that. It's very much problems will arise and you will wonder how they're going to get out of it. And that's what makes it fun.
Will we see any more interaction between Daniel and Gordo? That was kind of a funny little moment.
Yeah. No, we do. I want to see how we just Gordo and Daniel would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just to be like, so how are you dealing with this weird stuff? But yeah, no, I mean, Lenny's such a great character, and he always cracks me up. And we all, in the bottom line, we all get along. We're such good friends in this cast, and so anytime I get to do scenes with other people, it's so much fun because I think there is a history that we bring to it and adds a layer to every scene. So.
You and Raimi are sort of exploring this new relationship. Are we going to get maybe a little bit more insight or flashbacks to what the relationship was and how it might be different now that they're coming at it from a different point of view? Like she knows he doesn't know her.
Yeah, I think that the insight into their past relationship informs Raimi more than it informs Daniel. So I think for that sake, it's to show her connection to it and her need to have this comfort where everything's stripped from her. Like her mother being gone is devastating, but Daniel was the person she woke up to every day, and that would be the one person she could tell this to and say, I'm really having a tough time not having my mom around. And so I think those flashbacks are for her. For me, in Daniel's story, it's just all new, and I think how she will know little things, like what you'll start to see is the details that she understands, and there'll be moments where Daniel's just like, how did you know that's my favorite whatever, or so I think those are kind of funny and cute, but they they get along so well in this, like in moments that it's not about the past anymore. It's just about why does this fit, and will it keep fitting.
As he's starting to date her and get involved with her life, is he kind of like curious as to why she's always running out to talk on the ham radio?
Yeah, I mean, she keeps it very private, but it is. I think I think that's what made Raimi and Daniel work in the first place. I mean, they allow each other to have their separate lives, and she is very closed off to a lot of people, but not Daniel, and I think he just accepts that about her. And so in this new relationship story that is going, it's probably more the same. Like, he's obviously got questions and stuff, but he respects that she's a very hard-working woman, and he's a very hard-working guy. He's trying to make it in architecture in New York, which is not an easy thing either. And so I think there's that mutual respect where, yeah, if something crazy happens, questions might arise, but other than that, I think he just accepts her as a hardened cop, and that's how she does her job well.